What's up YouTube, Israel back on with a quick video. Well, today I'm going to do another unboxing, first impressions, and update video. This time it comes from the UK House Thameen. We have Green Pearl. So Green Pearl from the House of Thameen is a unisex, aromatic, fresh citrus fragrance released in 2016. I don't know the nose behind this fragrance. It has an extrait de parfum concentration. Alright, let's check out the presentation. Alright, so here's the box for Green Pearl. We do have a bluish purple color on here. Nice little design that's inlaid in the cardboard here. Looks kind of reminds me of like wallpaper, like a really nice carpet design. The name here is in gold. Do have some information on the back. Very nice sturdy box here. We do have a pull tab on the side made of fabric, so that's really nice. It pulls out here to have a foam inside that protects the bottle. Really nice box from the House of Thameen. Alright, so here's the bottle for Green Pearl. It is a nice dark blue bottle. Kind of makes me lean towards that the box is probably blue instead of purple. It's kind of a cross between the two when it comes to the box, but this is definitely a dark blue glass. Very nice high-end bottle here. I love these little square bottles. This does have a black cap here. Kind of has the edges here of like a Reese's Pieces cup or something. We do have that same design on the box here on top. It is a nice magnetic cap. We do have a gold atomizer. Very nice presentation from the House of Thameen. Alright, so here are the notes for Green Pearl. In the top we have bergamot, mandarin, neroli, and apple. In the mid we have green leaves, artemisia, tea, and pepper. And in the base we round things off with oak moss, musk, and tonka. Yeah, so I have a little bit of experience with the House of Thameen, or is it Thameen? You guys can correct me in the comments. You always do. But yeah, I have a little bit of experience with this house. I do own Regent Leather, which is probably one of my favorite leather fragrances out. This is a pretty expensive juice compared to the other ones in the house. This is a 50 ml. Green Pearl is a 50 ml that runs for $150 retail. And I believe this one sells for like $220 or over $200 for sure. But this is a really nice leather fragrance, guys. So I really wanted to try something else from the house. A shout out to my boy Brandon over at Art of Fragrance for hooking me up with a really great price on this fragrance. It is a fresh citrus fragrance, and it is going to start getting warm outside, so I was really looking forward to trying this one because the Regent Leather is very heavy. It's very leathery and a little animalic and heavy and sweet. So I was looking for something from the house that's you know, the opposite end of the spectrum when it comes to fragrance profile. And so whenever I read the notes on this one, I told them, yeah, I'll pull the trigger on it and see what it's about. Some of the notes on here sound, you know, like they've been done before, like in a lot of designers, you know, the apple and the bergamot and the mandarin, the neroli, you know, the oak moss and the musk and the tonka. But, you know, this is a really nice, I mean, with Regent Leather anyway, I consider this one extremely nice, but the very high-end niche company, niche house. And so I was really wanting to try their take on a fresh fragrance. So I'm hoping this one's going to be something special. I know there's a lot of notes in here that, you know, I've seen in other fragrances, but I'm hoping they just do something really nice with this composition and make it stand out. So let's take a first impression of this fragrance. All right, clean hand. Pop the cap here. Decent sprayer. Very misty, but a good amount of juice comes out. Okay. Immediately getting all the green notes. It's definitely herbally. It's definitely kind of bushy. It's definitely herbally. Green. I'm getting the citrus notes. Does remind me a little bit of that polo blue type of DNA. So immediately this kind of reminds me of a designer fragrance. Definitely kind of generic, just right now, from what I thought I was going to get from this house. 50 ml, $150. Regent Leather is amazing. This one right now, just for the first couple of minutes, isn't really blowing my socks off. Has a little bit of that inkiness almost that Silver Mountain Water has, but it's not exact. It just has, it reminds me of it a little bit. This one's sitting very close to my skin. I don't know if you guys can hear me sniffing in. I do have a little bit of a stuffy nose, but I'm having to kind of breathe in pretty hard. Like I said, it is kind of a cloud with this fragrance when it sprays. So I don't know how much juice is actually landing on my hand. But I mean, there's definitely quality here. It smells nice. But I'm definitely not getting super wowed by this one. You know, the apple note's nice, the bergamot, getting the neroli and the mandarin. So all the citrus notes on top are definitely there. Green leaves, definitely getting that because it is green. The pepper's in this, so it's giving it a bit of bite. The pepper's probably kind of saving this fragrance right now, in my opinion, because it's giving it a bit of depth and a bit of, it's taking it away from just being fresh. It's a little spicy, so there's a little bit of attitude there. Yeah, I'm not really getting the musk or tonka just yet. The oak moss is there because I'm getting, it is very herbally and bushy and green. The blue notes are kind of going away. I mentioned the polo blue thing. It's kind of moving away from that initial DNA. This one does feel like it's going to have a, you know, not the worst performance, but it's definitely going to go along the same lines as most citrus aromatic fragrances on the market. They just don't last very long. There's only a couple out there that actually last quite a bit. Again, I could be wrong about this one. I've been wrong before. When it comes to performance of fragrances, I'll think that, you know, they're sitting really close, and then I'll come back and say they last 8 hours. So, I mean, it smells really nice. It's starting to get super like watery and kind of juicy. I'm guessing that's from the green leaves and the tea. But yeah, this is a nice fragrance. Again, judging off the notes before I even sprayed it, and you know, it's an aromatic fresh citrus fragrance, I knew it was going to sort of go down these lines. But I guess I was just hoping for something just to make it stand out even more, just to pop. But this fragrance is definitely quality. I can definitely get the quality there. And I guess I got to keep in mind that it is a fresh fragrance, and fresh fragrances don't really pop a lot. But I believe Brandon did tell me this one got him a lot of attention. So I'm hoping that this one just develops into something that moves to the other side of being generic and just maybe turns into its own thing. It's only been a few minutes. I'm getting wafts of it, like whenever I pull my hand back in the air, and I'm getting a different sort of feel for this one. So I'm hoping that's going to be sort of the mainstay there. Yeah, not a bad fragrance. You know, it's definitely kind of has a generic feel to it, but it's still not bad. I can definitely get the quality. It's definitely better than a lot of other fresh scents on the market. But it's still really nice, and I'm hoping this one kind of turns into something special. So I'm going to wear this fragrance tonight, over the next few days. Give you guys an update shortly. Talk to you then. Alright guys, well I'm back with my update for Green Pearl from the House of Thameen. Yeah, so I spent the last couple of days with this fragrance, and I do gotta say, I like it, but it's not my favorite. I did say in the first half of the video that it was a little generic, and it kind of reminded me of something I've smelled before. And after a few wearings, this one did remind me of a couple of others. I think I mentioned in the first half of the video that I did get like a Silver Mountain Water by Creed type of inkiness and type of citrus flavor in it, which is, I'm going to stick with that. I did get that sort of DNA. Also got a little bit of blue, like polo blue or like these other blue scents, but that was just for a little bit, probably 5 minutes, and it goes away. And I didn't really get that in the rest of the fragrance. But towards maybe about an hour in, I did really get reminded of Carolina Herrera's 212. And if you guys remember that fragrance, it's kind of a fresh, grassy type of fragrance, kind of powdery and sweet. I really did get sort of a mixture of Silver Mountain Water by Creed and 212 by Carolina Herrera with this one, which isn't a bad thing. Those are both really great fragrances, but you know, it's not very an original composition. You know, but it kind of reminds me of two other ones. You know, especially one's a designer and the other one's niche. You're kind of stuck in the middle. So you know, kind of made me sway back and forth with this one, whether I thought it was, you know, good enough to really warrant a purchase or not. You know, I liked it. It was good, but it wasn't great. Longevity for this fragrance was actually pretty good. It started off a little soft, like I mentioned in the first half of the video, but actually did last me an 8-hour workday, 2 days in a row. So you can't really complain about that, you know. So longevity was at least 8 hours. Projection for this fragrance was about 2 hours, which is pretty average. But this is an extrait de parfum, so I was really hoping this would be, I guess, not beast mode, because you know, it is a lighter fragrance. It is more of a citrusy, aromatic fragrance. But, you know, when you put extrait de parfum on there, I'm thinking it's just going to really just fill up a room, or at least, you know, sort of fill up a room. Not really sure. But, you know, it didn't really do the job that I thought it was going to do. You know, I got good longevity with this one, but the projection was average. Seasons for this fragrance, well, if you guys haven't guessed already, it is going to be the warmer months of the year, so spring and summer and early fall. Occasions for this fragrance, well, being that it is a fresh and light sort of summery scent, I'm going to say this one's going to be probably casual wear during the day. The tonka bean in this does give it a bit of a creaminess, sort of a little bit of a sexiness towards the dry down, but overall it is a fresh citrus scent, you know, slightly sweet, a little green and grassy. But I would definitely stick with casual day wear, and definitely safe enough for the office. Ages for this fragrance, I'm going to say, are 25 and up. I do think the younger guys can pull this fragrance off because it is very fresh and youthful and invigorating. But the price tag, this is a 50 ml fragrance. I believe it was $150 for 50 ml, which is a little steep. And I think you could probably buy Carolina Herrera 212 or even get a bottle of Silver Mountain water for cheaper out there somewhere at a local shop or something. So I would definitely say 25 and up can afford this fragrance. I think the younger guys could appreciate this fragrance. For 25 and up, I think it'd be a good age range for this fragrance. Overall, I do like this fragrance. Like I mentioned, it did remind me of a couple of other fragrances. Those are very popular and very nice smelling fragrances. But I guess, you know, I sort of pick on this one when it comes to the price tag. $150 for 50 ml. It's a bit steep, especially when it reminds me of two other ones that you could probably find cheaper out there on the gray market. I do like the presentation. I do like the quality of the juice. Don't get me wrong. This is a nice juice. But, you know, like I said, it just reminds me of a couple of others. You know, it's not exactly the best performance that I wanted in a fragrance. I mean, $150, extrait de parfum. Like, really, if you put extrait on something, it's got to really just boom. Again, I know it's a fresh fragrance. I know that fresh fragrances don't last very long, but I'm sure you could probably just amp up a couple of some of these notes and really just make it stand out for a fresh fragrance. Again, 8 hours longevity is not bad. The projection was underwhelming, and that's where I was really hoping it would stand out. And because, you know, projection is probably where most fresh fragrances lack. I was very happy with the longevity, don't get me wrong, but the projection, I just wish it was a little bit, you know, just was able to get me noticed a little bit more, just jumped off my skin a little bit more. You know, probably if I wore this one in the dead of summer, it would probably help this one quite a bit. But overall, the fact that it reminds me of a couple of other ones really was a deal breaker for this fragrance. I'm not a huge fan of Carolina Herrera 212, so that sort of made me think of like the early 2000s when I first tried that fragrance. And Silver Mountain water isn't really my favorite creed. It's not a bad creed offering, but that one's been done to death by other companies as well. That one's been cloned by a lot of different houses out there. So I don't really think this one's super original. Again, love the presentation, love the bottle. I really like the house. This is only the second offering I've tried, but I was really impressed with Regent Leather, and I'm really looking forward to trying some other ones from this house. I did hear a lot of, you know, positive things about this one. This was the one you should get. This one's the one you should really try, and, you know, you're gonna get really noticed. I didn't get noticed with this fragrance, and I could probably live without having this one in my you know, my collection. So definitely say try this fragrance before you buy it. Alright guys, now it's your turn. Has anyone out there tried Green Pearl from the House of Thameen? Let me know your thoughts on this fragrance down in the comments below. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching another video on my channel. If you like this video, please click that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on those notifications for future first impressions videos and fragrance-related content just like this. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Dollars and Cents. There, you'll find fragrance-related photos and future contest winners. And as always, until the next video, you guys take care. Thanks.